adventures.
Hey guys, it's Chuke here from Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Well, I rarely do videos like this. I really don't like politics, especially things like this, but I got involved with a little online argument we'll talk about, and I had to weigh in. Now, there is and I'm a little bit torn on this because I have friends that are wildlife photographers. I myself dabbled in wildlife photography, and I still enjoy it as a hunter and an outdoorsman here in Alaska. But I was on this page, and I do have to say, the one of the Dylan the Grizzly guy, he's super cool. He does tons of, that's his whole thing, is wildlife photography, but he's also conservative. He supports the Second Amendment, and he's a veteran, and so I always thought that was super cool. But I was on Instagram just messing around like I always do, and I came across this thing, beautiful picture of a grizzly, and it was a wildlife photographer. And I don't want to call out any names, you know, there are some points on both sides, but this lady was like talking about Proposal 75 and how, you know, the evil Fish and Game and the evil conservatives were going to try to kill all these bears and wolves using helicopters and, you know, semi-automatic, whatever. She was just talking about it and how evil it was. And it was in Unit 16. And the first thing I thought about was, holy crap, Unit 16. They did that in the 90s, and Rick Rydell went over there with an AR-10, and, you know, the libs just completely threw a fit. I thought it was wonderful because it really helps out moose populations. Now, Unit 16, and I did comment on this post. I was like, that's a wonderful idea, because I went on a hunting trip on Unit 16 where I was camping, and all the bears I saw were literally starving and skinny. They were eating each other. And, you know, I took out one brown bear my second day with a 300 short action ultra mag. That was a really cool hunt. And then after that, this starving black bear stalked me, would not let me sleep. I would shoot at it. It would just keep coming back, rip into my tent. It spread all my cooler, ate all my food. Every time I left, I would come back and it'd be there, and I would shoot at it again. And I know I should have had all my food, you know, up in a tree in many Ziploc baggies. That's what everybody does in areas like this. These bears would have sniffed it out no matter what. They were literally starving. And this bear, I finally just had to go to this fishing hut, and I had enough cell service to have the airplane, you know, the outfitter come get me early, a couple days early. I'd already gotten my bear, and I hadn't slept in 24 hours. I was shooting at this black bear. Anyways, it was a living nightmare. I mean, this thing was a monster from my nightmares, because it just kept coming back and trying to eat me, and I couldn't sleep. So anyways, there are no salmon streams very close. I was in Shirleyville, Alaska, so in between Tyonek and Beluga. And where this lady, so I made that comment. I was like, oh, Unit 16, that's great. You know, our liberals throw a fit about that. Meanwhile, we need to take out all those bears. They're starving and eating each other. And her reply was, LOL, I don't know what you're talking about. I live here. And so I looked up the area. It is on like one of the ends of Lake Clark National Park, this beautiful, iconic area where people photograph brown bears, you know, similar to the Alaska Peninsula and the Katmai and all that, just these iconic pictures of these massive 1,000-pound brown bears eating salmon, and just, you know, I love taking pictures of bears myself. It's really cool. So that area, according to this map, is probably at least, 60, 80 miles to where I was hunting. Maybe less, maybe a little more. So in that unit, this is a big unit. I mean, this unit is bigger than the state of Virginia. Well, maybe not. Definitely bigger than Rhode Island, that's for sure. But anyways, these units are massive. And from the area I was in, it was not the headwaters to a massive, you know, red salmon run, but there were still bears everywhere. They were skinny. The brown bear I shot was skinny. And I think that a predator hunt like this would not only help the moose, but it helps the bear populations. And what pisses me off about these natural wildlife photographers is rarely do you see them. Once in a while you'll see one that's, wants to show the grizzly state, but they want to show you the Disney version of wild. Oh, look at these cute fluffy teddy bears just eating salmon. They don't show you the giant 900-pound male that's ripping a cub in half and walking around with its head so that the female will go back into estrus and he can mate with her again. That's why when these, the libs get so mad about the trophy hunters. I love trophy hunters because they will pass on all the bears that I would take out, and they would only take the biggest bear, the biggest, meanest 18-year-old bear that's teeth are ground down to nubs. It's in a bad mood. It's the one that attacks people, and it's the one killing all the cubs and bullying all the other bears. And sometimes they eat each other just out of starvation. They cannibalize each other. And the bears are out of control in this unit. That is why Fish and Game is saying that we need to take helicopters and airplanes out there with AR-10s and take out some black bears, brown bears, and wolves. Now, it's difficult to even quantify the number of bears we have in Alaska. They estimate today that we have 100,000 black bears in Alaska, 30,000 brown bears. It has been estimated thousands more than that. I don't see how they could even come up with this number. We have at least 30,000 brown/grizzly bears in Alaska. That is an extremely healthy population. Canada has almost that much. Russia has like 120,000 bears. So this is not a bear that is in any way going extinct. In Kodiak alone, we've got those massive world-class brown bears that we have a healthy hunting season where every year, fall and spring, they are taken, and there's still 0.7 bears for every square mile on Kodiak. That's almost a bear for every square mile. They need to thin out that herd just to keep those bears healthy, so there's enough food for all of them. Now, this article is on the Alaska Wildlife Alliance. It says say no proposal 75. So this proposal is coming up in Alaska in just days. So it's almost January. It's going to be in January. The Alaska Board of Game, BOG, will deliberate on nearly 200 proposals impacting wildlife, including Proposal 75, which was submitted by the Alaska Department of Fish and Game. Alaska Fish and Game submitted this proposal, and they are not a conservative outlet, organization, agency. There are many liberal biologists, and even them are supporting. Now, we are a red state, and there have been people, appointed to these different state agencies. That's probably helping a little bit with this, though. So Alaska Department of Fish and Game is requesting sweeping authority to aerially gun wolves and bears on the west side of Cook Inlet between Denali National Park and Lake Clark National Park. Now, everywhere in between, it points out that there are already ongoing active predator control programs in Units 13 and 17. I see a lot of bears there. Chuke shot a bear in Unit 13, a grizzly bear, because it was we call the brown bears on the coast. It was a grizzly bear in the interior. 80 yards away, it was coming right at him. He shot it with my .338 Win Mag right in the face at 80 yards, and the brown bear just crumbled. Wonderful story. But these bears will eat so many caribou calves and moose calves. And this article from the Alaska Wildlife Alliance has the nerve to say, well, studies show that these predator control programs don't actually really affect the calf kill that much, which is a complete lie. When the bears and wolves are out of control, you see the herd numbers go down. They'll try to say, oh, it was because it was a hard winter and lots of snow. That just makes it easier for the bears and the wolves to get on these animals and just kill calves. And the wolves, I mean, that's a no-brainer. They kill for fun. That is one of the only animals that has been documented will rip out the throats of these little calves for fun. Now, what people don't understand is I love wolves and I love bears. Even though anytime it's legal okay to shoot a wolf and I see one, I will do it because of this predator control idea. I have an Akita dog. I chose that dog because he is almost genetically identical to a wolf. They come from this island in Hokkaido, Japan, where 2,000 years ago, hunters domesticated wolves, and now you have this husky-like wolf dog that is very aggressive, high prey drive, more aggressive than, say, a Siberian husky, which is also genetically very similar to a wolf. But anyways, I love wolves. So I love bears, and that's the thing is these naturalists, they think that hunters are just evil rednecks that just want to go about killing everything so they can mount a big thing on their wall, and they hate animals. That could be nothing from the truth. Our hunting licenses provide more conservation than any of these organizations ever will. And many hunters, especially the trophy hunters, they just want to be out in nature. They want to see animals. Seeing and being around the beauty of nature and animals is just as important to them as harvesting something. I happen to be a meat hunter, so I hunt animals, even black bears. Sometimes I'll eat a grizzly bear if it's an interior one that hasn't been eating fish, but I eat black bears. I love black bear meat, and spring black bear that's been eating blueberries the fall before in the mountains. So I hunt to fill my freezer. And these people think that we are just evil and we are just full of bloodlust and we support these helicopter hunts because, we just want to kill. Couldn't be anything farther from the truth. They paint this narrative to try to demonize hunters. They don't want any hunting at all. And then they are against this measure. Now, there's a whole article in here, and all their article from this, liberal Greenpeace type organization, it's so ridiculous. It just proves my points even more because it gives some facts and then it tries to skew the facts and say, oh, this does not help. Killing bears does not help. Yes, it does. Everybody knows that. Now, it is a gray area. Sometimes we do need a fair amount of predators to keep down rodents and smaller animals. And if we take out too much, then there will be more of these animals, and it does create problems. Everything's connected in this ecosystem, but right now, especially in Unit 16, that area has always been out of control with bears. There was, like I said, aerial hunt, predator control hunt in the 90s that they did, very controversial. Guess what? The population has skyrocketed. Now these bears are out of control again. I think that this is a great idea. I myself will be saying yes to Proposal 75. And this takes a lot because I hate politics. I don't like making comments like this. But articles like this and the naturalists like that just, kind of dismiss people like me that are commenting on it are just ridiculous. And it's a very sad day to see that. So let me know what you guys think. I know I've been talking about all the Yellowstone attacks and, kind of a similar thing there. Definitely different, but those attacks are definitely on the rise. For 2 months, every Friday, I talked about a new one. And of course, I'm a big fan of the Glock 20 10 millimeter because we had several cases, even here in Alaska, where people took down charging grizzlies and brown bears with their Glock 20 10 millimeter. So I love those stories. But yeah, I'm going to be saying yes to Proposal 75. I'm glad they brought it up. Let me know what you guys think. If there's anything I got wrong, I know that there may be some points on the other side, but to me, it's very clear on the side that I am on that this is a good thing and conservation actually helps the bears, just like when and this is what those people don't understand. When a trophy hunter passes on all these bears and only takes the biggest male boar he can, that actually increases the population of bears because he's not going to go around killing 5 cubs that fall. And people just don't get that. They, like I said, they want us to look at the Disney side of wildlife, cute, fluffy teddy bears, not these carnivorous creatures that eat each other. So thanks for tuning in. I will have a 10mm video up in the morning. It's Chuke, your friend in the field.
My name is Chuke. I like to trade my guns just for fun, but now I have none. Oh, look, getting shot by a bear, but I don't care. I got a 10mm. Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Watch you all die every time, guaranteed.